Although I like to do videos here in the studio, perfect lighting, nice sound, everything sort of synced up so that I can give you great quality content about backpacks that I'm reviewing, gear to get you outside. Though I love to do it that way, I would actually prefer to do most of my videos outside. But I've been struggling to find the best mobile setup to be able to do that consistently on the road while I travel, so I can make things look as good as I can here in the studio. For the last couple of weeks and months, I've been experimenting with the Lume Cube Mobile Creator Kit. This is the 1.0 edition. Then they sent me the 2.0 edition, which is right here. So I have both of them. I'm going to highlight some of what they do good and bad. There's really no bad, but which one does better in different situations. And then I'm going to cobble these together with some other tools that I've been using to make sort of a hybrid solution for me. That might not work for you. One of these might work better for you. So let's dive into the details of what the Mobile Creator Kit looks like from Lume Cube. On this side, we have the 1.0 kit. They both come with a nice microphone. This is a bit of an upgrade, but they're both, they have the dead cat piece and they've got a foam thing. They both come with the cables that connect it to your phone. Now this one, the 2.0 actually came with the lightning cord, which might be important to you if you still have an iPhone 14 or newer. Allegedly, you may not need that in the iPhone 15. But again, super good microphone. And then we have a nice mini panel light to illuminate your subject. This one actually has a nice little kind of diffuser cover on top of it. And then you have the light underneath it. Both rechargeable, so this one's just rectangular. The 2.0 is circular, big deal. Both light you up really nicely. Now, aside from that, what is different? Well, this is just a nice little tripod. Of course, it just fell off the little mount because I didn't have it tight. But anyway, you can mount your phone here. You can rotate it, either if you're doing TikTok, Instagram, or for me, YouTube setup. It is just very nice. You can move around with it, so it's nice. And then, of course, there's a tripod, so you can sit it on a desk, a park bench, whatever you need, and then illuminate you perfectly. And I'll do some sample videos here in a second. Now, this thing all screws apart and really compresses pretty nicely to have a very compact setup. And I do like that. Very lightweight, modular, and very customizable. And it is nice. I've been using it, lights you up pretty nicely, and I do like that. Then we have 2.0. 2.0, the Mobile Creator Kit from Lume Cube, adds another layer of perfection to the whole thing, mostly because we have this upgraded tripod. Now, it's not all perfect, and I'll get to that in a second, but basically, I don't put these microphones on very well, do I? We have the 2.0 setup. Again, you can hold this up, walk it around, and then you put it out on a tripod, like I've already showed you, and it's already all built in, which is nice. You don't have additional pieces to make it into tripod mode. Now, as we set this thing up, the other advantage, the huge advantage to this 2.0 setup is that this thing is basically a expandable tripod, which goes all the way up to 55 inches. So it's on the floor. This microphone is just not going to stick with it today. Is right there at 55 inches. So that's super cool. Now, the base is not that wide, so you're going to have to deal with that potentially because it might tip over depending on what you're doing. But once you dial this sucker in, you're going to be very happy with the results. You could use it on a trail, in your room, on the road, somewhere to give you that tripod look, which you can't get out of 1.0. So that's a big advantage out of 2.0. It also adds this little removable Bluetooth remote, so you could start and stop and do some other things, take a photo with that, so that's nice. You don't have that here. Again, very nice microphone. This is actually an upgrade of the 1.0 microphone, so it's pretty nice. A Lume Cube branded microphone with the cables to plug into anything, and I plug this into my phone directly. The lights are both nice, and they're both equally as bright. Can't see an advantage from 1.0 to 2.0. But really what you're gaining in 2.0 is the upgraded microphone and the ability to basically create this tripod, which is awesome. Before I talk about my hybrid system, let's look at a sample video using the 1.0 system. All right, so first off, here's 1.0. And this is the Lume Cube 1.0 system, illuminated with just the panel light and using the microphone that came with it plugged into the lightning port. So this is how it sounds. This is the lighting setup. This is what you would get in sort of a darkened room. And I think it's a nice little setup, but it's, you know, it's what it is. It would be very good on the road to light you up to do a video to get your point across. All right, so that's 1.0. Now let's turn out the lights again. And here is some sample video with the 2.0 system. All right, so here's the sound and lighting from the 2.0 system. Not much different. The light's just different shaped. It's round versus rectangular, not super big difference. The audio probably sounds about the same from the microphone, both very capable microphones. So that's what it sounds like. Let's move on to actually let's turn everything off, talk about my hybrid system. All right, so that's 1.0. 2.0 for the Lume Cube setup. And again, very capable systems. But what I've found is the transportation of this is just a little bit problematic. The Lume Cube 2.0 setup comes with a nice carrying case, which I do like. Carries all your stuff, keeps it organized and protected. But for me, I just, I travel a little lighter in my normal my normal mode and travel. So this is just a little bit too big for me. So going forward, I'm actually going to kind of cobble some things together because pieces and parts may or may not be available depending on what you're doing. So I've been using this PGYTECH Mantis Pod Pro for quite a while. And I do like this because it works in selfie stick mode. It can also be a tripod. You can hang it on different things, a sign, a fence, whatever it happens to be, just very capable. It also carries the phone mount up inside, which is nice. And I just like that feature. And it also has a nice little attachment point on the top and the side, which for me, again, what I've been using mostly is this DJI mic, which again, we're talking basically a gold-plated version of this, which is a lot more expensive. Price-wise, we're talking about $120 available now on just Amazon. Lume Cube stopped selling this, but there's still some out there. You can find it again on Amazon, link in the description to that one. $200 for this setup, the Lume Cube 2.0, which is again very capable. You get a whole bunch more features all wrapped up into one. The Mantis Pod is $150, and of course this is right now $330. So you're really getting a much higher end system, but it's a lot more expensive. Now what I love about this is I can mount this microphone on the side of the Mantis Pod, and I can use one of these lights. Now this light here for $70 at Lume Cube, you can buy this panel mini light, put it on the top, and now we have basically a pretty capable system that's a lot more transportable for me. And again, because I use this microphone a ton, it's just my go-to because I use it in a whole bunch of different settings. It's a lot more versatile than the mounted microphones that you see here. Here's a little sample video of this cobbled together sort of hybrid system using some of the Lume Cube hardware. So here's the hybrid system. Of course, now I'm using the DJI mic for all the audio, and I'm using the Lume Cube mini panel light just to light up my face. Of course, I got some background lighting going on, but really this is what it produces in a darkened room, and so it works for me. Something more mobile, transportable, and then configurable is this setup. A little PGYTECH action, and then also the panel light from Lume Cube. So there you go. That's the hybrid system. Most of the time, again, on the road, I'm using the iPhone just because I love that cinematic mode. It does take some nice shallow depth of field video that I really do like the look of. And now that I can illuminate my subject, which is me, when you're using it in vlog mode, I just think that's a great combo. And again, this Mantis Pod just tends to be a lot more versatile. What I miss is the tripod version, but I can get around that by using different objects around me, and I kind of look for that anyway. So there you go. Very illuminating subject. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Very few of my videos are actually about stuff like this, but I wanted to show you some of the great options that you can use to not only illuminate yourself or whatever you're videoing, but also take some great audio on the road. because not everything is going to be perfect when you're not in your studio environment. That's what I've tended to use. So we'll see you in the next video. That's probably going to be about a backpack. See ya!
Yeah, we have a lot of